Date of the story, unknown. A small group of programmers decided to create a simple AI that was supposed to be able to think freely and imitate human emotions. One of them, Juliana, came up with an appearance for him and named him Vengar. They had the idea to create a small game with Vengar, LateSpeed, where he had to defeat Unking, the main villain of the game. Since then, Vengar has started to exist as both a game character and an AI. Surprisingly, his AI part was trying to defeat Unking much more than his character part. The game consisted of one endless level with lots of fire, traps, and lava, which is why it was not passable. This level was called Strangegold Volcanoes. The game was abandoned, leaving Vengar inside, endlessly trying to pass the level and eventually burning and dying. Again and again, anger begins to grow. One year later, Julian remembers about LateSpeed and decides to radically change it and make a full-fledged game out of it. LateSpeed was renamed LateSpeed, and Julian became the game's designer and wrote an entire storyline for it. Instead of making a new game, they decided to redo LateSpeed itself, because they didn't want to write scripts for it again. 2 years later, LateSpeed was 75% ready and the developers remembered about Vengar and Strangegold Volcanoes. They decided to redo the entire level and add Vengar as one of the NPCs in the level. But they didn't know that Vengar had been burning over and over again all these years. Part of the character felt the pain, and part of the AI understood the horror of what was happening. It's only been 3 years, but it's been 40 years for the character. Strangegold Volcanoes and his character part were transferred, which is why he didn't remember much, but his AI part remembered everything. The desire for revenge and destruction gripped him when AI and character parts were reunited into one. Frantis and his friends, traveling through Strangegold Volcanoes, come across a large, battered, with singed fur, an old fox with long black shoes and gloves. As soon as Vengar saw them, he started explaining to them that he was their progenitor and they existed only because of him, but Frantis and others thought he was talking nonsense. After they wanted to leave, Vengar killed them all in a rage. He knew that they would be reborn, and therefore death was nothing to him. Every time they came to Strangegold Volcanoes, he burned, tore, destroyed and crushed them. He believed that if his creators and ancestors turned a blind eye to all his torments, then they deserved to burn as much as he did. After a while, the developers notice Vengar and what he does. They could have removed him, but they couldn't because they perceived him as a living being that they had condemned to suffering. They remembered the main goal of Vengar, after which its AI part had to shut down, to defeat Unking, thereby ending the game. They urgently started adding Unking to LateSpeed. Fortunately Unking has already been in the game since LateSpeed, making it easier for them to get him back. Unking also remembered Vengar 40 years ago, but could not appear in his walkthrough due to the fact that the game was unfinished. Vengar and Unking have met and it's time to complete what should have been done 40 years ago, the battle. After hours of fighting, Vengar defeated Unking, and wanted to kill him, but the AI part of Vengar began to shut down, which caused him to turn into a regular game character. His goal was done, he passed the game and now he can be calm. Vengar no longer remembered the developers, and from now on he became a part of LateSpeed, where he could be at peace.
Vengar, character, was 19 years old at the beginning of the story, and 59 years old in LateSpeed. Vengar, character, is about 8.5 feet tall. When he gets angry, his pupils start to glow brighter and he starts to ignite from the inside. Vengar has great physical strength. Vengar, AI, is severely distorted due to fire and mental state. Vengar, character, loves sweets and spicy food. Vengar, AI, perceives killing in the same way as if you just break something. Vengar can be physically injured, but he practically does not perceive pain, and lava does not affect Vengar, character, in any way. Vengar, AI, has schizophrenia.